All right, let's charge the damn mound. We got a lot to get to. Okay. Let's start with the postseason bracket revealed, and it's very pretty. I like the dirt background. They did a nice job, whoever designed it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I can compliment the league at times.
They do
great
things right every once in a while.
Yeah, pitch clock's going to be cool. And we have, if you're not watching and listening to the pod, Marlins, Phillies, Diamondbacks, Brewers on one side of the wild card bracket. The other side has Rangers, Rays, Blue Jays, Twins. Wait, the Astros aren't playing in a wild card series? What happened?
Sorry, they won the division.
No way.
I mean, Alex Bregman summed it up.
What did he say?
He was talking trash, dude. Did you not see this online?
I actually got tipped off by you, but I haven't actually heard it yet. So let's run that. Alex Bregman, after the Astros decided to just very casually do a classy champagne toast after they clinched a playoff spot, a wild card spot. They did not get drunk. They just had like a little cheers. Let's take a little sip of our champagne because we do this all the time. We like to win divisions. Let the Rangers get drunk and then get shut out by the Mariners the next day. We will win this division. That's what they did. And do we have Alex Bregman? Oh, stand by. We'll give you Bregman in 1 sec. But
it's coming. But it's such a great Alex Bregman line.
Hey, the Astros deserve it, Kratzy. I mean, this team was not supposed to be where they were looking at the weekend. They needed a billion things to go their way, and they all did, including them sweeping up the Arizona Diamondbacks, which included a game that had Merrill Kelly on the mound. All right, Breggy's ready. Let's hear from him first.
A lot of people were wondering what it was going to be like if the Stros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know. A lot of people were wondering what it was going to be like if the Stros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know.
Mic drop. I mean, what else can you say? I think the narrative too. I saw Evan Grant. He debunked McTaggarty's theory, or McGarity, whatever his name is, down in Houston. He said, well, the Astros, they didn't go out and get drunk like the Rangers did. I'm summing up the words. And Evan Grant said, the Rangers didn't go out and get drunk. The videos that they showed were of Austin Hedges and some analytics guys getting after it. little bit different. But man, Alex Bregman, you couldn't have summed it up better. Good for you guys, because they did it through a way that people didn't think it was gonna happen this way. They thought they were gonna cruise through, and they didn't, and the Rangers gave them a tough time, and yet who comes out on top at the end of the season? Listen, the Astros snuck in the division. The Rangers had it the whole year pretty much. Then the Mariners took over, remember? Oh, did they shoot their shot too soon? They did. They didn't get in. He gone. And it's just it's amazing to me that the Astros won this division again. All of the things, I mean, the Astros went through a lot this year. Injuries, dudes going down. I mean, and the Rangers basically played it as good as they could have. Now their bullpen kind of fell apart at the end. It's going to be interesting when they play the Rays here coming up. But, I mean, good for you, Astros. You get time off. You get to set your rotation. And if you're the Twins or the Blue Jays, you get Verlander, Fromber, Javier, and then whoever they throw forth, whether it's Hunter Brown or whoever, in a 5-game series, and you're going to get Verlander back again. Good luck.
The hottest bullpen in baseball right now.
Good luck, boys.
On freaking fire. Also, though, the Rangers did not do everything they could. They just lost 3 out of 4 this past weekend to the Mariners.
We're not talking about that.
Including a 1-0 loss yesterday.
The Rangers tried. They won 90 games. Where they go, 90 and 72?
Yeah,
I mean, they won last year.
So close to setting themselves up.
They were, but they lost Scherzer. They lost. I mean, Evaldi missed time. You know, they've lost a lot. And so, listen, it's an accomplishment for them to go from where they were the last few years to making the playoffs. Now, listen, I know obviously you want to win the division, but them just making the playoffs, it's a big deal. It should not be understated how big of a deal it is for them just to make the postseason. Listen, I get it, but for me, just listen, congratulations, Rangers. You made it. You made the postseason with all the moves you made, all the things you guys went through too. It's an accomplishment that deserves to be partied on.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is a major accomplishment. A team that not too long ago was really bad, and they have turned it around with a mix of good prospects and great offseason signings, even though they cost a ton. And I know DeGrom hasn't worked out, but Eovaldi at the beginning of the year was great. Seager is an absolute stud. He's the best hitter in the league right now. And Marcus Simeon's worked out really well, plays for them every day. Okay, so we'll get to previewing the matchups. The Seattle Mariners miss out on the postseason.
Your team. Your two teams. Your
Seattle
two teams
Mariners
and
are
the
out.
Padres. Padres finished over 500,
Out.
which is kind of funny. They're all like, we finished 500.
Woo, guys, let's carry this
Whoop-de-doo,
momentum
boys.
into
Yes.
next year without Hader and Snell. Anyway, we have plenty of time
Possible-
for the Padres in the
possible Soto.
offseason. True. Cal Raleigh, who is one of the best catchers in baseball, did not hold back when addressing why the Mariners are not in the playoffs.
Over in the other locker room right there, they've added more than anybody else, and you saw where it got them this year. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, that's for sure. But going out and getting those big names, people who've done it, people who've been there, people who are leaders, people who have shown time and time again that they can be successful in this league is definitely gonna, would help this clubhouse, would help this team, maybe help those little things, that we need.
I don't know anything about skinning cats, but I do know perspective. When it talks about making the playoffs or not, he's not looking at the Astros. He didn't say anything about the Astros. He was talking about the Rangers. The Rangers are in, like AJ said, and they are not. Yes, the Rangers didn't. The Rangers are have a perspective. They're looking up at the Astros. We didn't win the division. But for Cal to say this as a leader, I think it's very underrated what he's doing out there from the catching position. I think he was the fastest Mariners rookie to 52 homers since A-Rod, something crazy like that. So when he says something like that, maybe makes some people think, wait a minute, DePoto makes a ton of moves, but what does he actually go and get in free agency? We trade for somebody and then we extend Castillo, that kind of thing. I think it's a bold move by Cal to say it, but I think it's needed to be said because Rangers are in. They're packing up.
Ready for this? I'm going to unload a little bit
gosh. Oh, no. Yes,
No,
please.
no.
I can't wait.
This is necessary.
Okay.
The Seattle Mariners opening day payroll was $137.5 million. This is supposed to be their winning window, correct? Their payroll was higher in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. You did not spend to be a contender. They were missing a bat or two. I think that was pretty clear, okay?
I think they can't argue that.
Now, let's fast forward to the trade deadline. Oh, there's nothing available for anyone, right? The Miami Marlins acquired Josh Bell, Jake Berger, and David Robertson. They're in the playoffs. The Texas Rangers acquired Jordan Montgomery. Damn, they needed him. Max Scherzer, I know he went through the injuries, and Chris Stratton. They're in the playoffs. The Arizona Diamondbacks acquired Tommy Pham and Seattle's closer, Paul Sewald. They're in the playoffs. Yeah, the Angels are separate. They don't know what they're doing. That's Artie's disaster. The Toronto Blue Jays acquired Jordan Hicks. They're in the playoffs. The Houston Astros acquired Justin Verlander and Kendall Graveman. They're in the playoffs. The Seattle Mariners traded away their closer, Paul Sewald, and picked up two bats, but not premier middle-of-the-order bats. They're not in the playoffs.
Old facts. Why didn't they go get somebody? Maybe they didn't have the prospect capital. I don't know.
They have a ton of fucking prospects.
I'm just saying, I don't know. Why did they trade Paul Sewald? Because they blew some games down the end, too.
Remember the trade that they made with the
Rojas?
Mets?
It was Rojas and they
And
got Trevor
Canzone.
Gott. They sent Trevor Gott
Yeah.
to the Mets for
Canzone.
nothing.
Trevor Gott, they just wanted to clear some money. So are you
For what?
operating as a for-profit only business, or do you want to also bring winning baseball to your fans? Because sometimes you can't have both. And also, playoff games make you a shitload of money in merchandise. They blew it.
Okay. They blew it when they started, too. Let's not forget. I mean, listen, I know it came down to the end. They were so bad the first half, though, including Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, but you can't put this all on Julio.
I'm not putting it all
The
on Julio.
numbers evened out at
But
the
if you
end.
notice,
He
he
had a great
got
year.
hot and
I
he
know,
caught
but he
him
had
up.
a great year.
I mean, but you still, if you're Julio Rodriguez,
But why can't
Dude,
you put
no.
it on Julio?
He carried them for like a month and a half. And also, look, you know how
The
sometimes
season's
the
6
back of-
months long.
I understand, but sometimes the back of the baseball card eventually will play itself out. This dude was 333 on base, 45 slug, 128 OPS plus. He had a very strong year. I would not even touch this on Julio. Was it as good as last year? No. But Julio Rodriguez is not the reason why they didn't make the playoffs. They did not do enough to build this team, and their freaking catcher called it out.
So what do they need? What do they need? They need to go out and get a 6th through 7th hitter. because they have Eugenio Suarez. They have J.P. Crawford had a career year. We're talking only lineup. You're talking Cal Raleigh's still hitting dingers out of the whatever spot he's hitting, from the catching position, and Julio. So you're blaming on the 6 and 7 hitters that they didn't pick up. They didn't have enough length in their lineup.
Yes, they did not have enough length in their lineup.
A 6 and 7 hitter is going to cost you in free agency max.
No, dude.
$8 million a year.
Kratz.
Who would they have gotten?
Kratz.
I agree.
Crawford 1, Rodriguez 2.
Okay.
Suarez 3,
Teoscar.
Raleigh 4. Those should be your 6-7 hitters.
Okay, so who'd they go get? Teoscar, he's pretty good.
They went and got him.
They went and got him. He did all right.
Teoscar after Raleigh.
Okay, keep going.
Ty France had a bad year.
Ty France had a bad year.
Rojas and Haggerty at the bottom. I'm
But
looking
that's
at
fine.
like
Haggerty's
the
a
end of the
speed
year.
guy. He won him on base for Crawford and the rest of the guys. That's fine.
That's a World Series winning batting order for you?
I mean, Raleigh hit – how many – didn't he hit 30 this year?
Yeah, but Raleigh should be – I think Raleigh even said he shouldn't be freaking cleaning up. He wants to be 6 or 7 because he's got bigger bats in the lineup. I don't know. You thought that was
of course he wants more
roster?
bats. Everyone wants more bats. I mean, geez. I mean, who's the best offense in baseball? They want more bats right now.
Okay, but is the Mariners lineup as good as
I mean, the Phillies? No.
the
The Braves?
Braves?
No.
The Dodgers? No.
They're built different, though. They're
Astros?
built on
No.
their pitching.
Dude, most of the playoff teams have better lineups than them, and they strike out too much.
The Twins strike out more
Do
than
better.
anybody. They're in the playoffs.
They're going to lose first round.
Ben.
Ooh, hot take from Braun. Hot take from Braun coming in hot.
Well, we're going to do our playoff predictions, so look forward to that. Let's finish with this before we move on. On the National League side, I just want to cover the team that totally fell apart down the stretch. The Chicago Cubs are not in the playoffs. And I will say this, I mean, they totally ran out of steam. Like, their bullpen was distraught, shot. Their offense slowed down. The part that stood out to me too, Kratz, was because I watched a lot of Cubs these last couple weeks. Their defense was really good most of the year, and that slipped too. You know, a lot more mental mistakes. I know Seiya Suzuki is going to be the play that people look back at, but their defense as a whole was not as crisp the last few weeks. So just everything fell apart for them. They didn't deserve to be a playoff team.
Did it fall apart, or was it like a neat run that they made? I choose to believe, and because it's one of those things you can sit here and go, oh, I was right. I went on some Chicago radio stations that AJ doesn't want to go on, so I go on the Bobo. Like, I go on the AM stations. AJ goes on the FM stations. But
XM Sirius.
You're only XM. You're only the subscription listeners.
Yes.
No, I'm sitting there going, I just don't feel like this team has enough. And I got a little bit roasted, not a lot roasted, just a little bit roasted for it. And obviously now I'm sitting here, wow, I'm so right. But I think it was more of like a neat run that, like, hey, we got to enjoy these games in the bleachers and have our potlucks in the bleachers that the Cubs do, all this like kind of gimmicky stuff. I just don't think they were that good. Yes, the defense did collapse at the end, but they were running on fumes. They were leaking every single time somebody would score in the first 4 or 5 innings. The bullpen was just like, normally you watch a Cubs game and it's like dudes dancing in the bullpen and it's real fun. We're doing the boat and everything. Every time they showed the bullpen cam, dudes were just like laying back like, please don't call again. What? Oh, I got to pitch again in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. I just don't think they had enough to make that run. I
just feel like they ran out of gas.
Yep.
I mean, they just ran out of gas. They went out. They went out and made some moves. Their starters ran out of gas. Even Justin Steele ran out of gas towards the end. It was just one of those situations where they made a good run. And listen, I give the Cubs credit, as we know. They went for it. We wanted them to trade everyone off. They went for it, and it came down to the end. But they ran out of gas.
G-Mar?
Yeah, they went out and tried.
They should have traded for relievers.
They should have,
They needed more pitching depth.
But relievers are hard to find.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They should have traded for relievers. You know who else didn't do anything? The Giants, which we'll get to. They fired Cap. Not his fault, but we'll get to that. And then also, the Cincinnati Reds could have made it. There were a couple wins away.
Reds were close.
Dude, there
was a lot of close.
If the Reds should have traded for Jordan Montgomery. Easy to play Monday quarterback here, but damn, dude. Monty would have won them a few games. That pod's fresh right now. It's available on the FT YouTube page, but
They claimed a lot. They claimed a lot of guys. They were the
They
waiver
claimed 2
claim
outfielders.
winners.
Yeah, no, they whatever. I just they were close, man. That's frustrating. The Reds could have been in the playoffs this year. They did anything at the deadline.
Hey,
And they would have
you're
gotten
right.
smashed in the playoffs.
Whatever.
Smashed.
All right,